Hello. In this video, we're going to be graphing exponential functions. So let's go ahead and start by making an XY chart for both of these functions. Part A, the function is 3 to the x power. It's called an exponential function because my variable, notice, is in the exponent. So I'll make the XY chart. So there's x and f of x. And I'll choose the basic numbers here, -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2 for x. You can input anything you want here and then just determine what the output is, and that'll help you graph literally anything all the time. So when we do -2, we have 3 to the -2 power. Now, when we have a positive exponent, such as, let's do the last one here, 3 squared. When we have a positive exponent, that tells us how many times we're multiplying. So we're taking 3 and multiplying it by 3 twice. So 3 times 3 makes 9. So when we input 2, we output 9. So I can put 2, 9 on my graph here. But when we have a negative exponent, that tells me how many times we're dividing. So 3 to the -2 means we divide by 3 twice. And so we end up with a fraction, and it is 1 over 9. If I did 3 to the first, well, that's just 3 times itself once, so it's 3. 3 to the -1st indicates that we're dividing by 3 once. So we have the number 1 divided by 3, we get 1/3. And then 0, 3 to the 0, we're not dividing or multiplying by anything, so it simply ends up with the identity for multiplication, which is 1. So when we graph these, we already did 2, 9, there's 1, 3, 0, 1, -1, 1/3, and -2, 1/9. And so you can see how we're getting super close to the x-axis. And as my x values get huge, we're always going to have 1 over some number. So we're never actually going to get to 0. So to draw this, while it goes out to the right, it gets massively huge. When it goes out to the left, it gets close to 0, but never actually touches it, and will sit along 0. So that's called an asymptote. An asymptote is a value that our function approaches but never actually touches. So here we have an asymptote of y equals 0 because we get close to y values of 0, 1/3, 1/9, 1/27, 1/81, but we never actually get to 0 itself. Okay, let's look at part B. In part B, we'll still do our x f of x chart. And I'll put in the exact same values here, -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. When I do 5 squared, that means 5 times 5, so it's 25. 5 to the first, 5 times just the number 5. 5 to the 0, anything to the 0 power will be 1. 5 to the -1 means we divide by 5. And 5 to the -2 means we divide by 5 twice. So when we graph these, I can't fit 2, 25 on there, but I can do 1, 5, 1, 1, 1, -1, 1/5 is a little closer to the axis than 1/3 was, and then -2, 1/25 again, a little lower than 1/9. So it's doing the same thing. As you go out to the right, it's getting huge. But as you go to the left, it's getting closer to y equals 0. So again, it has an asymptote at y equals 0. Okay, that's exponential functions. For now, we're done.